I'm letting y'all know now this video is rated TV-MALS and contains strong language and is intended for mature audiences.
GK David Movie Story's got another wild one, y'all. And in case you clicked on the video without looking at the title, it's called I Got the Plug Pregnant. It was a muggy spring day in the city of Carson, California, where the sun hit different, but the streets was still as cold as a polar bear's pinky toes. In a small apartment in the Stevenson Village area, a 5'8" brown-skinned crip named Fo Much was brushing his teeth, having just woke up at 1:55 in the afternoon after a wild night out loking and hooking up with a bop. The streets called him Fo Much, not 'cause he had too much money. Nah, not yet. It was 'cause everything he did was extra. Too bold, too risky, too much for most dudes to even try. At only 22 years old, he already had 2 years in the hustle game. He wasn't no corner boy either. He was moving a little weight. Pills, that white stuff, whatever kept the money coming in. But lately, it wasn't enough because the OG nigga he was getting his work from had gotten popped by 12 doing an undercover sting. So now he was looking for another plug. After getting dressed, Fo Much went outside to his apartment's parking lot and sat on the hood of his 2016 Chevy Impala watching the block breathe. His homie, Rude Boy, a 6'3" light-skinned Jamaican who had been in the Los Angeles area since he was 13, came over and greeted his partner before leaning against the car, rolling a fat spliff up. Wagwan, Rude Boy asked, still trying to affect his Jamaican accent, which had vanished long ago with him being 23 now. Fo Much shook his head slow. A nigga need another connect fast before it's time to re-up, bruh. Rude Boy looked at him sideways. We'll get one. We good for now, though. We just cleared 10 bands last week. That ain't nothing, cuz, Fo Much muttered. That's crumbs. I'm trying to eat like these celebrities be doing. Rude Boy sparked up and took a long pull. Then what you trying to do, homie? Fo Much looked up the street, like he could see the future sitting down there waiting. We need a real plug. On some Tony Montana Sosa type shit, cuz. And from that moment, it started as a joke. Some dude in a Telegram chat dropping numbers, talking big. Mexico got cocaine farms, real supply, not this middleman stuff y'all Americans dealing with. Most dudes ignored it. Too risky, too far, too many stories about people going down there not coming back or coming back after almost getting their heads chopped off in a robbery attempt. But Fo Much, he leaned in hard. After a few days of contemplation, Fo Much told his partner his plan. You tripping, bruh, Rude Boy said when Fo Much laid it out to him. I'm serious, the young crip replied. Why we keep buying from dudes who buying from other dudes? Or depending on these old niggas to supply us when we can just go down there to Mexico where they grow the stuff? 'Cause we want to stay alive, Rude Boy snapped. That's why. Fo Much smirked. Exactly, and I'm trying to stay that way. With the bag, Rude Boy. It costs money to buy one of these, he said, pulling out his modified Draco with the double banana clips attached. But if every nigga run up, he gon' feel fire, 'cause Fo ain't tell nobody else his plan of going down to Mexico to find a plug except Rude Boy, and 2 days later, he hopped in a rental car, a Kia Telluride, and took the trip down to Nuevo Laredo, a town well known for drug trafficking activity. Halfway through the 20-hour and 19-minute drive, he almost turned around, having so much drive time to think about what he was doing, but he thugged it out and kept moving. Something in his gut kept saying, this the play that's gonna put you in a mansion in them Hollywood Hills. After a day and a half of driving and stopping at rest areas, he finally reached his destination. The air felt different. The energy felt different, and so did the rules. Fo much made an effort to move careful. He learned a little Spanish before dropping out of high school and asked the right questions. Paid the right people, stayed respectful. Didn't act like no loud American tourist, even though that was part of his natural personality. And somehow, someway, he got connected. On his second night in Nuevo Laredo, he was laying on his hotel bed, scrolling through the Tinder app with his preferred distance set for a 30-mile radius, and got a match within the hour. He came down to Mexico focused on getting a plug so his mind wasn't in the gutter. He was going to use whoever he met on Tinder to point him in the right direction after wining and dining her. The señorita was 39 years old and her name was Maria. He didn't care that she was so old because he loved cougars. They weren't toxic and loud like females his age. Maria seemed calm and had sharp eyes. When they exchanged numbers, she didn't raise her voice during the initial convo. Everything about her said power. Real power. After several hours of chatting, she told him that she managed a local farm, and when Fo much told her why he was actually in Mexico, she revealed that her farm is a cocaine farm with over 56 workers. She also pointed out that she wasn't just managing it, but she ran it. Her estranged husband was a member of a local cartel, and she had asked for the farm as a way to support herself. On his fourth day in Mexico, they agreed to meet up for the first time. She chose a small cafe almost on the outskirts of the north side of town. During their get-together, she studied him like a book she had already read. "You're young," she said. Her English was clean, smooth. Fo much nodded. "And you sexy as fuck," he replied, not being able to stop staring at her luscious breasts pressing against her tight blouse. "They all say that. I ain't all," he shot back, smiling at her. She held his gaze a second longer.
"Can you please like and subscribe to the channel? I'll suck your..."
Then leaned back. "Why should I trust you?" Fo much didn't hesitate. "'Cause I came myself, ain't send nobody, ain't scared, and I'm trying to build something from the ground up, not play." Maria was impressed with this young gangster sitting across the booth from her. He was impressive and handsome as hell, too. Silence filled the room. Then she said, "You're either very smart or very stupid, coming all the way down here by yourself in cartel land to get connected." Fo much shrugged. "I was born with hella confidence, I guess." He blurted out, smiling again. That made her laugh. Just a little. But it was enough. She nodded once. "Okay, I'm producing tons of cocaine. I can start supplying you for a nominal fee, of course." And just like that, the door he was looking for opened. It took less than a half a week, too. The relationship started out strictly business. Phone calls, numbers, drop points, routes. But in less than a month of knowing her, Fo much kept fantasizing about what the box might feel like. And Maria had never been with an American Negro before and heard about their big sizes. Their conversations got longer, less about the work and more about life. She'd ask about Carson, where he was from. He'd ask about her world. She never said too much, but enough. Enough for him to realize one thing. She wasn't just connected, she was tied in deep with the cartel due to still being married. She told him a lot about her husband, how ruthless he was and how petty he could get before much wasn't no scary-ass nigga, and told her his stick can bust too. Months passed and the money grew, Fo much was up. And the haters in Carson and surrounding areas began to notice new Bentley truck, Lil Minnie Ent's new mini mansion in Calabasas, more respect. And his plug, she was falling in love and kept calling, not just for business, but for him. One night she said it's simple. I will eat in Los Angeles on Saturday. Fo much paused because he was taking a piss. For what? Shopping and running some errands, she said. We ain't got half the nice things here in Mexico that y'all have up there in America. I want to swing by your place and hang out too, she finished, which would be the first time this had ever happened before, them being in a private setting that wasn't in public. Later on that night, after Fo told Rude Boy what was planned, he said, Nah, don't do that, homie. That's mixing biz with pleasure. We making too much fetty to be messing around like that. Fo much smirked. It's just dinner, my nigga, chill. That ain't just dinner, the fiery Jamaican shot back. That's somebody wife nigga. And not just anybody, a cartel nigga. Fo much leaned back on Phil. You worry too much, Rude Boy. Rude Boy shook his head. Nah, you don't worry enough. That Saturday, around 9:37, Fo had the lights low in his dining room and foyer. He had some music playing low, and Maria walked in like she owned the place. And somehow she did. Fo much couldn't even lie. She looked good. Booty on 10 as if she was a 25-year-old dancer from Atlanta or something. The kind of woman you feel before she even touched you. His meat immediately jumped to attention through his skinnies. Dinner started normal, talking, laughing. But under it, lust, a different kind of lust. Shewa had him closely. You're different here in Calabasas, she said. How? You feel bigger. Fo much smiled. Shit, I am. This house cost a nigga 2 M's. She leaned in slightly. It's nice. Can I see the bedroom? It's one thing led to another. The conversation got lesser, and eventually they crossed a line they both knew was there, but ignored anyway, and started kissing, grabbing, and a little of everything else on their way to his bedroom. Lying there, 2 hours later, they both slumbered in bliss. Silence was heavy and reality crept back in. Fo much stared at the ceiling, mind racing. He knew this wasn't just a mistake. This was the kind of move that changed everything if it went left. She said it quietly. This complicated now. Fo much exhaled. Yeah, but we already did the deed, so it is what it is. But neither of them said the real part out loud. This could get them both killed if her husband ever found out about it. About 2 months. Later, Fo much was back in Carson in the trenches when his phone rang. Her name popped up, so he answered. You good? He asked. Silence. Then she said, calm, too calm. I just left my doctor's office. I'm pregnant. Fo much sat down slowly, heart pounding. What? You heard me. I know you wore the Magnum that night, but when we went a second round and you said you ran out of Magnums and had to use that skimpy lifestyle, it must have popped or something, and some got through. He ran his hands over his face, remembering that he was a lil lit from the 50-cent Branson Phantom cognac that night, but not drunk enough to remember that the lifestyle condom was too small to fit, and he stretched it out some to force it to because he was horny and just wanted to smash again. It must have caused a tear in it when he stretched it out over his meat. Your husband. We gotta hide this shit, Maria, he said, hoping she would get the hint and go to one of them clinics. I know. That was the scariest part. She already knew. The next day, while shopping for new kicks at the South Bay Pavilion Mall, Fo much revealed the info to Rude Boy. You did what? He yelled, a little bit of his accent coming back strong as he was angry. Fo much stopped walking and sat on a nearby set of massage chairs in the middle of the busy shopping center. Nigga, I ain't mean to get her pregnant. I strapped up twice, cuz. Rude Boy shook his head. Homie, it don't matter now. We just gotta prepare for the BS. I told y'all this was a lit one. It ain't over with either. Click that box in the left-hand corner to check out part 2 of I Got the Plug Pregnant, and subscribe and like the video if it's not too much trouble for you. Thanks.
Yeah, the money elevated. She was tied to the cartel, yeah, them ties was dangerous. Now a man want war, got the whole block anxious. I got the plug pregnant, now it ain't just business. Used to be about the work, now it's life. I'm dealing with blue rag on me, but the pressure stay heavy. Love turned to a war, now the whole clip ready. Flew south, no passport, just a mission on my mind. Heard a plug in Mexico, had that work top line. Pulled up low key, desert heat, palm trees. Met a brown skin queen with connections overseas. She ain't talk much, just eyes like a blade. Said the people move weight, whole routes getting paid. I was locked in the game, she was born in the storm. Cartel blood ties, yeah, life wasn't normal. First deal clean, second one better. Third time linking, now we talking forever. Late nights counting pesos, stacks on the dresser. Didn't know back then, it was more.
Y'all need to go check out my new single called I Got the Plug Pregnant on the GK David music label. It's available now exclusively at gkdavid.com, and the audio video is up on the YouTube channel, GK David Music. The West Coast back, cuz!
I'm dealing with blue rag on me, but the pressure stay heavy. Love turned to a war, now the whole clip ready. She told me one night, voice low, real calm. Fuck, I think you about to be a dead, drop the bomb. Heart skip beats, I ain't built for that lane. But I looked in her eyes, knew I'd never be the same. But she had a past, yeah, a ghost still breathing. Estranged husband, cartel ties, man, he wasn't leaving. Word got around, hit the streets, talk fast. Now he want blood, say I crossed this path. Shots in the night, homies ducking the flame. Now the set on alert, yeah, it's deeper than the